Hey guys, it's Tia. Welcome to the video. Hope you're doing well. But today I'm going to be sharing this completely free Etsy research tool. Honestly, in my opinion, it's a little bit too good to be free. I mean, hopefully they keep it free, touch wood. Like the first time I came onto this website, I thought this was a free trial for something, but no, this actually shows you premium Etsy data for 100% free. There's no catch, so make sure you go register for an account using the link below. You can follow along with me in this video. I'm going to be giving some ideas about how I would use it to improve my Etsy SEO and rankings. I'm also going to be giving a quick analysis on the top Etsy sellers of all time, including the #1 Etsy seller as of today using this tool. So you can see what kind of strategies they're using and hopefully you can use them too. So stay till the end for that. First, let's take a look at what features they have. EtsyHunt has product search, which shows you all the top listings for a particular keyword, a particular niche, and you can filter by category, price, sales, and also these advanced options. So like raving bestseller and release time. Also has keyword search here. So if you just type in a keyword here, it shows you the views. So that indicates demand and the competition, the favorites and the sales. You can put this in a spreadsheet and calculate the demand competition ratios and then decide which tags to put in your listing. And also it shows you similar keywords. So this is a similar function to something you'd find in like Marmalead, Sales Samurai, all those paid tools, okay? And it also shows you the top 600 shops ranked today, so how many sales, reviews, favorites they have, and also how old the shop is. Now the data refreshes every 24 hours and it shows you the top 600 of everything. Personally, don't feel the need to see more than that. Plenty of data to work with. Now I think the main strength of this tool is your ability to see what the top Etsy sellers are doing. So you can keep track of the top sellers in your niche and also on Etsy as a whole. The data and the UI obviously isn't as extensive as paid tools, but for a free tool, it's a really good start. And also, if you can't afford paid research tools, you don't feel like you're ready, or if you're just starting out and you don't want to get overwhelmed by all the data, then this is a really good option. It shows you everything basic that you need to know for completely free. As you can see, it's really easy to use and it's definitely a lot better than doing no research, so highly recommended. One thing I really like is you can see all the top sellers tags, which is so useful. So you can see this in Etsy and you can also see more product details here, and you can export this to a spreadsheet if you want. So let's have a detailed look at this listing here. Now you can see all their tags here, okay? And if you click on one of these tags, then it'll bring you to an analysis. So what I love about this is firstly, you can highlight them all, so you can copy and paste the tags. It lets you see all the data at a glance, and it also lets you see all the tags the seller has. So if we go on this listing in Etsy, you can usually see some of the tags down here, but you won't usually see all 13 of them. So how I would go about using this tool is put in whatever keyword I'm looking to sell in here, so my main keyword for my niche, and then have a look at the views competitions, just validate that niche is reasonable to sell in, and then look at the related keywords, so the views competitions, and then decide which ones to put in based on this. I'd also search for my keyword in the product section and then make a note of what the top sellers are using. So actually, I'm not particularly looking at the top bestsellers, so you know, the top 20, I'm not really going to look at those because they're usually really old shops and listings that you just can't compete with. So what I'm looking for is the newer sellers, both in terms of shops and release date, the less established newer sellers that are making it to the top 600. That's who you want to be focusing on, because these newer sellers who get to the top, these are the people that have optimized their SEO already in their niche. I mean, some of them will be using paid ads, but for most of them, they have really optimized their SEO. So they've already done the research, probably using paid tools as well. So what you can do is just literally take their tags and title. Obviously, don't copy exactly word by word. Just take the best keywords from their tags and titles, and that saves you a lot of time doing research, right? Now, the title is the most important part of the listing, SEO-wise, and this is how I write my titles here, okay? So if you want more detailed instructions, I can make a whole video on this, and this article will be updated. Find a link to this article in the description, and basically what I would be looking for is finding those 3 or 4 keywords that I've done research on, or someone else has done research for me on, and then putting them here in my title in these positions, okay? Copy and paste format, copy and paste strategy. But for the keywords, obviously check and validate first. Not everything works for everyone. You can also take inspiration from their images, so we can see more of their images. If we look in the description, and more data as well, and not copying but just getting inspiration. So for example, this person has put this information image as part of their images if you've validated your keywords. So definitely a very useful tool. Go and check it out. Now what I wanted to touch on was the top Etsy sellers. So we're going to be looking at mainly the top 20 here, and just wanted to give my thoughts on what I noticed so that we can implement these strategies in our own shops. So the first thing I noticed was that most of these people aren't star sellers. There seems to be only 4 star sellers on the first page. I don't know how that will change over time, but certainly as of now, it looks like star seller isn't really going to be affecting your sales, so don't worry about it. I've had people ask me about it, especially after I made that video on star seller, but I don't think it matters particularly. It's really just cosmetic. Obviously, these people are making a lot of sales. Really difficult to satisfy every single customer, so if you get a few bad reviews, it's not the end of the world. Focusing on the SEO and the listings is still the most important, okay? That being said, most of these do have 5-star ratings, at least 4 to 5-star ratings, so do make sure your customer service is on point. The next thing is age. So most of these are started in 2014. You have some in 2016, 2017 down here, but most of these are very old shops. That does make sense, right? Next, the main category. So most of them at the top are selling craft supplies and tools. Gives you an idea of what people come on Etsy for. Mainly these little creative accessories, handmade things. That is the whole vibe of Etsy. So if you're going to sell on here in whatever category, this is the general theme of what people are looking for on Etsy, okay? Not that there aren't, print on demand sellers or digital product sellers in the top 600, but most of them get a lot of traffic from Google as well. The people that come on Etsy actually to shop are mainly looking for things like this. Next point is logos and names. So people get very fussed about logos, names, branding their shop, which is good, but you don't want to dwell on it too much. As you can see, like most of these, Planner Kate has a very nice logo here, but most of these are not exceptional looking logos. There's nothing really genius about the names either. Maybe choose something that stands out, keep it simple, and whatever makes sense. Now, if you actually go on to Etsy and look at any of these shops, you can do that now, you'll notice that pretty much all of them have a very consistent theme. So for example, Planner Kate, every image looks kind of similar. They don't have to be exactly the same thing. For example, they can sell albums and stickers. They can be different things, but there is always something that makes it look similar. So for example, this color, this border, they have a very clear theme. And I've noticed that people on Etsy really like this. Like, you can sell different stuff. It's not that you can't sell a range of products. Having your shop branding consistent is a pretty important part of this as well. This shop at first, it looks kind of random, right? Their banner isn't particularly advanced and they've got all sorts of things. But if you look at it, they've actually got quite consistent theme. So it's always this white background and something gold usually. So people know exactly what they're selling, and this is pretty useful to know because Etsy is an e-commerce marketplace that's more focused on building a community rather than somewhere like Amazon where nobody really cares about the seller, right? So you can have as many things, a variety of different things in your store as you want, but here the people that take an effort to actually make their shop look nice are more likely to attract customers because those are just the type of people that buy on Etsy. And making a very niche store is one way of taking advantage of that. Next thing I noticed was that many of these shops give out a lot of freebies. So if we have a look at this one, well, this one has a sale, but a lot of them will be like 2 free items with this or something like that, like a free download with this item. Okay, so make sure you have some kind of advertising banners really there for that purpose, and also using your announcement to tell customers how they can get deals. If you have free shipping, then just put in free shipping here. Also, I've taken a look at the top sellers and most of them have uploads in the thousands, so a lot of uploads. They're taking up a lot of the market. This is sort of controversial because a lot of people have, like 10 listings and they're making really, really good money out of that, whereas a lot of people have 1,000 and they've made like 10 sales. But looking through most of these shops at the top, they usually have over 1,000 uploads. I think the exception was Caitlin Minimalist. So she has 905 things, but for a shop that's not selling digital products or print on demand, then this is a lot of things to upload. I would say until you have at least around 200 uploads, that is when you'll actually be able to see some traffic and be able to calculate some numbers from that. Otherwise, you're just not getting enough organic exposure. So those are just some things I noticed at a glance. I'll be implementing them into my own shops, and you can too. So definitely a very useful free tool, a lot of value for $0. So make sure you go check it out. Links in the description. If you learn something new, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter down in the description, as well as my website, ttxbiz.com, for more helpful free content. Subscribe to the mailing list to get updates when I post content. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.